Martin and I are just casually enjoying a coffee just so we can bring the energy today. We want to make sure that you guys are leaping out of your seats, excited for all these amazing new features that we're going to be landing with you. So if you want to jump out of your seats with us as well, grab a coffee.
Yeah, same here. So I don't know if you know, I make a monthly kind of what's new in Teams, calling meetings and devices. So I make this presentation every month. So I try and recap the last month. But if you want to download the presentation, what we've got here, I was making this morning at 1 o'clock. So this isn't available yet. Should be by the end of the week. So I do it for Teams. I also do it for Copilot as well. So if you want Copilot, that is aka.ms what's new Copilot. But we'll run through and go through what's new. How long?
We've got 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes.
Is everyone having a good ISE? Everyone busy? Glad for a sit down? Yeah?
Hello to those online. We've got a remote audience as well. We've got some wonderful people sitting here in front of us, but we want to acknowledge that those are watching us on LinkedIn and obviously potentially on YouTube as well. Hello to you as well.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Are we starting dead on 3?
We are starting dead. Let's just start. Let's get into it. All right, everyone. We are at time. Let's get started. Today, we are doing the What's New in Teams calling meetings and devices. My name is Andrew Higgs, and I've flown all the way from the sunny Queensland in Australia. And I took the 22-hour journey just to come here and deliver this talk track. Not true. But I'm joined with the wonderful Martin Boehm, who, of course, is the author of this wonderful, amazing document that you're going to hear all about. Martin?
Yeah, hey everyone. So my name's Martin Boehm. I've come from not so sunny UK, and it only took me 2 hours to get here. So I've got a little bit of advantage on you, Higgsy, there. So yeah, as Higgsy mentioned, I create this every month. So create it for our partners, our customers. I try and summarize and recap all of the news about Teams calling meetings and devices. We do have many blogs, we have Message Center, we have Roadmap, quite a lot of sources of great information. I try and put what I think is important in a single presentation that you can use and get new updates every month. You can download it, aka.ms what's new CMD. So, should we get? I need the clicker. Right.
Let's get into it. It is so hard to keep up with all the announcements. There's so much in the news about AI and how it's changing, and it's really, really hard to keep up. There's no source of truth. There's no one place to go in order to be able to stay up to date on all things Teams rooms. Until now, we've got the Teams rooms. What's new? Calling meetings and devices. This is a mandatory link. Bookmark it. Refer to it, check it out every month as Martin tirelessly goes through, extracts all that sexy information from our OEMs and injects it into the slide deck. So,
yeah, so this is the, I'm afraid, standard disclaimer that roadmap items and timings may change. So I do need to put that one in there. But without further ado, let's have a look and go through phone, meetings, and there's a lot in rooms, workspaces, workplace, and devices, as you might expect, with ISE coming up. So where should we start?
Let's start with phone. Let's jump into it. There's some amazing announcements that we had come through. Are there many phone partners here? Raise of hand. They're doing Teams Phone.
Teams Phone, anyone?
Teams Phone. Show of hands.
One.
Oh, we've got one.
Right, we'll take that.
All right, let's speed through that. Let's dive right into phone.
Okay, so when we're looking at phone, there's a recently new feature called the Queues app. So this is kind of a very light, kind of contact center-like solution. The update that's come out through a new software update for Teams phone devices is the Queues app is available on the phone devices. So that's a new one. Let's plow through these and go through. So this is the Queues app available on Teams phone devices. So if you do have a device and you are using the Queues app, you can now use that within a desk phone device that we've got there. Calling plan enablement. If you are using Teams Phone and you are using calling plans, so that's Microsoft's third-party solution as connecting and bringing in and making Teams your phone system. We now have a streamlined enablement wizard that will take you through and make it much easier to enable calling plans for your users.
So you're saying that we don't have to use PowerShell every single time?
Not every single time, no. PowerShell is available, but now there is a wizard to take you through the GUI that we do have. Next update, Teams phone devices, collaborative call delegation. Again, with the software update that came out in January, Teams phone device users can share phone lines with specific group members. So that one is here. You can initiate calls on your behalf, and it's more about enhancing that communication experience through the desk phone. Some people still use a desk phone. Surprising.
Surprisingly surprised.
Okay, so let me just jump back in. So the next one we've got is meetings. What's new in meetings, webinars, and town halls?
Yeah, we've got some amazing new announcements to talk about through today. Those who have seen Ilya's AMA track that he had at the GPA partners, he spoke about some really awesome points that we're going to touch on today, as well as also just some of the new features that we've got here. So participant mobility, visible breakout room lists, simplified coordination. I feel like it's been forever that we've been talking about breakout rooms with Teams rooms, and it's been like, when is it going to come, Martin? When are we going to have breakout rooms supported with Teams rooms? So yeah,
yes.
It's good that we're actually getting closer. We're having the ability to jump across to a scheduled breakout room. Really handy for those in education as well. When you want to have those breakout spaces, rooms can now jump into those breakout sessions.
Yeah, so we've got it for rooms, also for meetings. This one is. Yes. So all about moving participants. You can now freely move between breakout rooms. That's one thing we couldn't do before. So that one is in here. Visible room list. So the organizer can choose to display a list of rooms to all the participants, allow them to choose which breakout room to go. So if you are using breakout rooms, that's a nice new feature that's come in to go and allow people to move between rooms. So that's nice.
All right, what else we've got? New calendar experience. Everyone who's been working out of 2 different calendars, it's tiring, it's exhausting. You know, the calendar experience in Outlook is wonderful, and you switch across the Teams and you're like, you know, it's all right, it's good. But now we want to be able to bring that enhanced Outlook calendar experience into the Teams client. So you're not having to go back and forth between Outlook and Teams. You want to be able to navigate your calendar. Meaning we can add, additional people. You're seeing multiple people. You're seeing that rich experience that you get with Outlook now inside of Microsoft Teams.
Is anybody using the new calendar experience in Teams?
Good to see.
Couple. So as well as having the same look and feel as the Outlook calendar inside of Teams, it also brings in new functionality. So if you are a Copilot customer, There's Copilot features. So with Copilot, you can sort of draft agendas, have managed bookings, overall making scheduling more efficient with Copilot. Microsoft Places, so if you joined the session previously, Brennan was talking all about Microsoft Places. So you can have intelligent recommendations for in-office days, finding available spaces, available rooms. That is in the new calendar experience. But few little things, that new Teams calendar includes features like a month view. I mean, multi-day view, calendar sharing, also multiple time zones. So those things, I was always going into Outlook.
Never in Teams. So it's always just week view, no time zone support. So much better to finally see this now as part of the Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, so this is generally available. You can go and enable that in the toggle there in Teams. This one all around, having the ability as a meeting organizer to turn off copying or forwarding of live captions, transcripts, and meeting recaps as well. So this has become, more with Copilot in here, but with meeting security, all about allowing the organizer to actually, I don't want the live captions, transcripts, or that recap being copied or forwarded to other people who were or may not have been in the meeting. This one does require Teams Premium license for that.
And more Teams Premium features from a single place. We've got Teams Premium being accessible inside of Teams Admin Center. So being able to have more control over those policies and security and so forth around what you can and can't do with the features associated with Teams Premium. We've now got that baked into the Teams Admin Center as well. You'll notice on the left-hand side with everything else that you have access to inside of Teams Admin Center, those premium features and the insights and analytics as well that goes along with that, now accessible through the Teams Admin Center, as you can see here.
Is anybody using Teams Premium or know of Teams Premium? A couple?
There's a couple. Well, this is rolling out in February, so it's not quite there yet. It's rolling out this month. You should see it very soon to your tenant. Hoping to finish that rollout by March timeframe, I believe.
Yeah, so previously a lot of this was diving into various different places in Teams Admin Center. Now bringing single pane of glass. What I kind of like is usage monitoring. Teams Premium has a lot of features. There's advanced webinars, advanced virtual events, meeting security, adding branding, and you're kind of a little bit all over the place to configure. Now you can see that, and usage monitoring in there. And Microsoft Places being part of Teams Premium, it's great to see a single place to come into for Teams Premium.
Absolutely, it's not a Teams Rooms license. This is a Teams Premium, a user-based license that can be purchased attached to a user. The user gets all the features. They got all the advantages. You mentioned like custom branding before. Your organization, you want to brand your meeting so that someone external joins that meeting. It doesn't just look like a Teams meeting. It's your organization. It's your colors. It's your look and feel. So absolutely awesome to see that management ability now being delivered through Teams Admin Center. Let's talk about my favorite topic, Martin. What we're all here about: Microsoft Teams Rooms.
Yeah, I thought you'd like this one, Higgsy. So, first one, Express Install for Microsoft Teams Rooms. Has anybody heard of Express Install? No. Okay, Higgsy, you want to go?
All right. So the idea here is that Teams Rooms devices, we all know that Teams Rooms devices, they've got multiple components that go along with them. For those small scale rooms, we want to make sure that it makes it quick and easy to get these devices up and deployed. So for those, for a set criteria, the standards that we can obviously identified on the screen here, no custom modifications. This is out of the box experience. We're trying to get that whole experience to be quicker and easier so that when hardware hits the table, plugs in, you can get that room up and deployed, ready off the ground in a matter of minutes. We're not talking hours to get rooms deployed. We want to make sure that with Express Rooms, we can get those devices online and really helping you get deployments to expedite those deployment timeframes as well. So this is a new capability that was coming very soon. Obviously we want to get the best possible meeting experience for a low cost online as fast as possible.
So some of the OEMs here, I think, are part and do have tabletop stands, wall mounts. So you can go and check out some of these at the show here as well. And I think what's really important is this Express install focus on small focus rooms, but making that and giving the room and space a full Teams rooms experience. So really important, and scaling rooms faster as well.
Clicker. All right.
Surface Hub. Any Surface Hub customers?
Any
partners?
Surface Hub users? Oh yeah, we've got a couple. Good to see.
So I think maybe last ISE or last year, the Surface Hub was announced to become a native Teams Rooms on Windows touchboard. And there was a couple of features that I think that people loved and used. One of those was using a web browser on the Surface Hub. So we're announcing coming soon, there is Edge browser support for Teams Rooms on Windows-based touch boards, including Surface Hub 3. So you'll be able to actually use an Edge browser on Teams Rooms on Windows-based touch board. So you can use web applications, access websites at any time, both during and outside of meetings as well. So that feature was it was used in the Surface Hub 3 before it was a native Teams Rooms device. I'm really excited to see that back. I did use the browser on my Surface Hub, even if it was, just looking at websites and going through, maybe opening up some video applications.
Yes. Another great one is, and many people have been requesting this. They had it with the old Surface Hub. Is we're bringing back Miracast to Teams Rooms on Windows on the Surface Hub as well. So it was a native feature of the old school style Surface Hub. Teams Rooms on Windows now is the default layout and experience for Surface Hubs such as this one, and Miracast is coming very soon back to the Surface Hub, allowing you to obviously wirelessly screen share.
It is, right? Oh, keep putting the clicker down. Okay, Cloud IntelliFrame video feeds on Teams Rooms on Android and mobile devices, generally available now. So that's a bit of a mouthful. But I don't know, Higgsy, do you want to just give us a quick explanation of what IntelliFrame, Cloud IntelliFrame is?
So Cloud IntelliFrame, for those who don't know, is the idea of framing individuals in the room. So a traditional camera, you'll be sitting in the position at the front of the room, rather than showing that ballroom table view. And
bowling alley
view, that's the one I was looking for. Bowling alley view of a table and all that excess room real estate. Let's frame the individual faces in the room. So you've probably seen it demonstrated on many of the OEM booths here, and their framing capabilities and the technology. We're doing that at the cloud. So rather than you having to have special devices that can be able to frame people, your legacy cameras can be leveraged to be able to provide this capability. So you've got a camera that was deployed 5 years ago. We're able to do the cloud processing and the framing technology that wouldn't necessarily be inside that camera. We're doing it at the cloud with Microsoft Teams to be able to make sure that people can be seen. And so that remote experience, you're not having to squint and look at who's in the room. We want to frame those people and get them to be able to be seen and heard.
Yeah, so you can see some of the views here within the image there, really framing the people. Teams Rooms on Windows has this. This is bringing it to Teams Rooms on Android and mobile. The one thing to point out here, this is receiving IntelliFrame video feeds from a meeting with Teams Rooms on Windows.
So Teams Rooms on Windows is doing the framing for the individuals in the room. With the Teams Rooms on Android, you weren't getting that broken up feed. On Teams Rooms on Android, you're now receiving the output of what that Teams Rooms on Windows is putting out.
Yeah, so we're not sending from Android
not just yet.
That's one thing to point out, because it does confuse me, that one. The ability to stop or start recording on Teams Rooms on Windows. So a little feature, I've seen a few people, why can't I start recording at the meeting when I go into a room?
Where they're going to store that recording, Martin?
That's true. I don't know the true answer to that one. But this one does require Teams Rooms Pro license. Again, from the touch console of the room, you'll see that option, start recording. Do you know where it's stored?
Yes. So my understanding is that when you start recording inside of a meeting, it'll either be the individuals, the meeting organizers' OneDrive. So it stores it in their location. And if that can't be determined, as we have always done with Teams Rooms, when we can't identify a meeting organizer, we pop up a QR code and you can scan that QR code with your phone and then presents you with obviously the Teams client on your phone, and you become that location. So for this instance, starting recording is then gone to the meeting organizers OneDrive.
So previously, you'd actually have to take either a mobile device or a laptop to start.
Yeah, and
the
you'd have to
recording.
start it from your actual laptop. Now we can just press a button and then everything's all good.
Oh, so that did require Teams Rooms Pro license for that feature.
In fact, most features that we'll be talking about today require the Pro license. We'll let you know if it doesn't.
Multiple camera view for Teams Rooms on Windows. So I think Jimmy Michelle spoke about the importance here. But now we can have multiple cameras and actually allow the remote participant to choose which video feed they'd like to look at. So offering enhanced viewing options, the ability to display multiple camera views during meetings. I don't know, have we got, we do have.
You can see the little image here. You can see them flicking through. There's a little arrow button there. They're cycling through. So as a remote participant, I'm sitting at home. My colleagues at work, they're in a meeting room. That room has multiple cameras in it. And let's say like the room that I want to find a particular person, see if they're in the meeting. I can cycle through the USB connected cameras in that room in order to be able to find the person that's in there. So this is going to follow the active speaker and whichever, but I want the wide angle view of the room to see who's actually in there. So I cycle through, I find that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's who's inside the room. So, and it doesn't change that for everyone. It's just my personal view as a remote participant, which is super helpful. We are going to take this to the next level coming soon. And when I say that, I mean, we've got USB cameras connected to Teams Rooms on Windows and being able to cycle through those. But if an individual inside the room has a laptop and they've joined via proximity join, that camera inside that laptop can be used as well as a camera feed. So if the person is talking in the, let's say the cameras in the room, their view is getting obstructed by someone else sitting in the room, maybe the best camera view of the room is actually from that individual's laptop. And so you get a front-on view of that person, a much better perspective of them, and not getting obstructed by, with room cameras aren't picking up that person. So that's coming soon. It's not here yet, but there's support for obviously multi-camera switching for rooms that have USB connected cameras is what's available.
Yeah. And the next one, custom name for Teams panels. Is anybody using Teams panels kind of outside their rooms?
Yeah, we've got a few.
For scheduling. So custom names. So admins can assign custom names to the panels through the Pro Management Portal. So that can be on the home screen, licensing here via Teams Rooms Pro Shared Device License. So we don't have to have the assigned name in the global address book in Outlook. We can change that name and appearance on there.
So many times you've got organizations that have conference room A, brackets, 17 people, blah, 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 blah. There's like super long descriptive names. And then you get like 4 lines of a meeting room name. And it's just like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I just want conference room B. That's what I want. That's all it should say. I didn't need to know all that excess data. So being able to configure that through the Pro Management Portal is a welcome change.
The next one is usage reports for bookable desks in the Pro Management Portal. So this is all around about the workplace and workspace planning. You can actually do collect some insights on desks and desk pool usage, and that is being surfaced here within the Teams Rooms Pro Management Portal as well.
Yeah, it's really exciting that we're taking this one step further as well, not just with bookable desks, but also meeting rooms as well. So you think about it, you want to be able to assess the real estate of your customers, or you're a customer, and you want to understand, how your rooms are being leveraged, either with BYOD devices or the potential real estate of rooms that could be elevated with a native Teams Rooms experience. It's through these insight reports that you can pull from the Pro Management Portal to understand how those rooms are being used inside your organization, how those bookable spaces are being leveraged, which desk pool is the hottest, and where do we need to expand more? Everyone seems to be sitting over by the window and booking these desks. Why is that? Is it because that they're at the window, or is there something about those desks that everyone just gravitates towards? You can get these insights from the Pro Management Portal.
And the next area we're going to look at is into Teams certified devices. So each month there's generally announcements of new Teams certified devices. So devices that are certified for Teams go through extensive testing, qualification process. So Well, I guess in January, Owl Labs, I suspect they may be here. They have certified a bar now.
Yeah, so if you remember Owl Labs, they're known for their center of room camera that looks like an owl. They've now got a video bar, which has just recently got certification. I am just going to call out that the deck that you're viewing now actually hasn't been uploaded yet, has it, Martin?
Not yet. End of the week.
Yeah, so by the end of the week, you'll be able to get these slides. You're actually seeing this before everyone else. So all these new device certification announcements are hot off the press. And this one is a great one because these guys have obviously been doing cameras in rooms for quite some time now. The center of room camera is quite amazing. Now finally they've got a video bar that's just announced.
Yeah, so this device focused for huddle and small meeting rooms, integrated speaker, microphone, camera, all in that bar. When we go back to desk phones, audio codes, they, I suspect, are here as well, so go check out their booth. They have a native, at their C430D. This is common area phone, so usually a phone that's in a shared space, shared area. That one's now certified as well. So it says great for office and phone booths with a 4.3 color LCD screen.
Nice.
So that's what we got for certified devices. But in terms of software updates,
we've got a big one. We've got a big one. This just announced just last month. You're going to see it written in red on the screen here, and you might be shaking in your boots a little that this required update is coming. And starting in June of this year, we've got a mandatory update that where devices that are 5 months old aren't going to work. So it's important to start updating to newer firmwares, starting with this one if you can. You're not going to get impacted if you updated your devices today. There's a lot of change going on with Teams rooms on Android, particularly around, we've spoken previously about AOSP and the role that AOSP is going to take with Teams rooms on Android as being the default authentication method for them moving forward. But there's a lot of issues that we had that got resolved with this update, which is really welcoming to see as well. But the big call out for this one, is obviously that mandatory update. So you come June timeframe, if they haven't updated to this version or forward, then those Teams devices are actually not going to be able to.
What's the recommendation of where to update your devices from?
Where to update your devices from? Great question. So we get this question a lot. And those devices that are managed through Teams Admin Center, that's where you want to go. Teams Admin Center for your Teams rooms on Android devices, and soon, obviously, Pro Management Portal, not through the OEM Management Portal, as you may have heard, because we can't guarantee that is the most up-to-date certified version of Teams rooms on Android. So again, coming back to Teams Admin Center, Pro Management Portal, that's where you do your updates.
And next two updates, the Microsoft Teams desk phones, we've spoken about that. There's a software update that brings those features that we've spoken about. And Teams panels, the custom names we've spoken about. And there was a fix for the room equipment not populating. So that's all we've got here. I want to say a huge thank you for spending the time with myself and Higgsy and learning. You will be able to download this presentation as well once I've had time to get that up there. What I will do is just bring up the summary slide if you wanted to just take a picture. This is all of what we've spoken about. There's a few extras that we hid for time, but that's kind of a recap of the January highlights. And thank you so much for joining us. Any questions? Feel free to grab me and Higgsy after, but thank you so much.
Massive shout out to Martin for owning this initiative and every month keeping you informed with a single source of truth. There's going to be a February, there's going to be a March one. You know this is the man that's behind it all and keeping you all informed with those latest certifications and feature announcements. And not just, again, for calling meetings and devices. We also got another one for M365 Copilot as well. Also managed by Martin. So
yeah, if you want to come and see that presentation tomorrow, I think we're here same time doing Copilot. You can download that. It helps me try and learn, and I try and help others. So thanks so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.
And thanks for joining online.
Thank you.